Does Meghan Markle's latest interview reveal her to be a narcissist? I don't know, but I'm going to break it down for you in this video. Hey, I'm Rebecca Zung. I'm an attorney. I'm also a narcissist negotiation expert. I've helped thousands and thousands of people break free from toxic relationships to step into lives of freedom, possibility, and purpose. I've written 2 best-selling books, Breaking Free and Negotiate Like You Matter. And I want to help you too. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that now. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. I upload brand new videos every day so that you can break free from toxic relationships as well. Okay, so Meghan Markle just gave a brand new interview to New York Magazine. It's called The Cut. She's got all kinds of beautiful photos and, it's supposed to be like her showing the world that she's moving on. She ends the article with her saying that she's forgiving and she's moving on. And that's really what the article is supposed to be about. But that's really not what it's about. And here's the problem that I have with it. And this is what happens with people who are narcissists. They can't help themselves from wanting to constantly paint themselves, especially covert narcissists, as the victim, and they're addicted to looking like the victim, and they're addicted to wanting attention, and they're addicted to this need for narcissistic supply, and this need for distorting reality, and this need for these delusions of grandeur, and painting other people as the villains, and this us versus them mentality. And that's what's happening here. So it seems. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples from the article that I find to be red flags. One of them is the journalist states that she says that she wants the journalist to actually put in the article that, life is so hard for her, one thing, that she wants the journalist to transcribe, and I want to make sure that I quote this correctly here, so I wrote this down. At one point in our conversation, instead of answering questions, she will suggest how I might transcribe the noises which she is making, which Markle suggests should be described like this. If she's making these guttural sounds, which I can't quite articulate what is in that moment, what she is feeling. She has no words for it. She's just moaning, like, like she's moaning in some way. She's just like her life is so horrible. She's just moaning and it's just awful. She got Harry to leave the palace. She got everything she wanted. There was this huge brouhaha about it. It was even called Mexit or whatever it was. And she made this huge stink about that. She got everything she wanted from that. She got him away from his family, which is a huge, big deal. I mean, that was a huge, big deal. She even landed this Oprah interview. She got that. They signed deals with Netflix, and there's major money coming in. She's living in this massive mansion in Montecito with Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah as her neighbors. And she wants the New York Magazine journalist to transcribe moaning to make it look like she's this massive victim. I mean, even if she doesn't feel like her life is great, to have that be the transcription, people aren't going to feel sorry for her. I mean, she's this princess and she's got all this money and she's living in this mansion. And, I mean, people aren't going to feel sorry for that. And it's just bizarre. Then she goes on, and this is in the article. She goes on to talk about how she wouldn't let the palace distribute photographs of her son. She says in the article, and this is again a direct quote, "Why would I give the very people that are calling my children the N-word?" The N-word. This is a direct quote. This is very inflammatory, very inflammatory. "The N-word of my child before I could share it with the people that love my child." Now, this is a huge leap, a huge leap. She told the world in the Oprah interview a year and a half ago that there was some kind of reference that someone made about the shade of skin that her child might have. That is one reference. That is a huge leap between a reference of what color skin her child might have, between that and calling someone the N-word. Huge leap. And that is very, very inflammatory and actually slanderous. But of course, she doesn't say who. It's a pretty vague reference. And of course, she doesn't say anything that's specific enough that could actually come back on her. But again, it's enough that she's stirring this back up. She's stirring up the race card again. She got a lot of attention from that, from the Oprah interview. And so she wants to get this attention back going again because she got a lot of attention from that after the Oprah interview. Now, I do notice that there's not an ongoing, seemingly, relationship with Oprah and her and them. I don't know if that's true or not. It appears that maybe Oprah has distanced herself from them. I don't know. Maybe she hasn't. But again, she's playing the race card. She's trying to look like the victim here. It's not good. I mean, why would she say something like that? It's so, so, so inflammatory. So inflammatory. And painting herself as the victim, it's a very narcissistic kind of a thing to do. She also says in the article, this is the same article, that somebody from the Lion King cast said to her, around the time that they were married, that she was approached by somebody from the Lion King cast who said, "I want you to know that when you married into the royal family, that we rejoiced in the streets the same as we did when Mandela was freed from prison." Now, the article says, obviously she knows she's no Mandela, but the fact that she would even repeat something like that and liken herself to that, and the fact that she even quotes something like that marrying into a royal family and becoming a princess is the same at all as a man who spent 27 years in bondage and prison and puts herself into that same category, is just so mind-blowing, and repeats that. She's trying to equate herself with somebody of that caliber, and she wants to be, in the same vein as a Mandela and an Oprah, and she has these delusions of grandeur, and she's just very unaware of how that comes off. She's just very unaware of how that makes her look. And she ends the article by talking about forgiveness. She gives the interview under the auspices of I'm moving on and that sort of thing. But it's really an article to, again, stir up the whole thing about the racism and to point fingers, to make herself look like the victim, to bring up the whole thing again. It's not good. I would just say, she displays characteristics of a narcissist, it seems to me. She doesn't seem to be a person who feels whole and complete, and a person who feels, to me, like a person who stands in her own power and is not looking in the direction of maybe people who might have hurt her and moving on, and just saying, hey, I am whole, I am complete, I am moving on, I look to my own power, and I stand in courage. I stand in who I am for me as a person. Because if that were the case, that would shine through. You would feel that. You would feel that power. She wouldn't be talking about anybody else. She wouldn't need to be referencing Mandela. She wouldn't need to be referencing anyone else. She wouldn't need to be talking about people who talked about the Nword or any of that. You would feel her talking about her power and how to move on, and you would know. You would feel that coming through. If any of you, have anything to say about any of this, I would love to know what your comments are. I did do another video on my reaction to her interview with Oprah at the time, which you can check out that video if you'd like. And I would love to know what your thoughts are about this video here below. Go ahead and drop your comments below. If you are getting ready to negotiate with a narcissist, go ahead and grab my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet at winmynegotiation.com. And also make sure you join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that now. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure you do that because I upload brand new content every single day. I'm here for you. I know that you can do this. If you are dealing with a narcissist, remember that today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. They only win if you give in, and you don't need to do that because we're here for you. We are here supporting you every single day. I've helped thousands and thousands of people through my slave programs. I've helped millions of people through this channel. You can definitely do this, and I can definitely help you. So make sure that you remember that you have light within you, and I will definitely help you do that. Remember, namaste, namaste, and I will definitely see you in the next video.